Hello everyone, this is Everything Horror. We love to talk about everything horror. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Netflix film, Fear Street, Part 1, 1994. As you can tell, this is part of a series. There's going to be 3 films in total. Each one is going to be coming out within the next 3 Fridays. Now, if you don't know what Fear Street is these short horror novels by R.L. Stine. They were the novels that he made before he got into Goosebumps. These stories were a bit more gruesome. They had an edge to them. There was a lot of murder mysteries, the occasional ghost story. And these books are about the fictional town of Shadyside. People of Shadyside believe that they are cursed because there's a lot of murders and weird stuff that happens within the town. That's just the backstory of the actual novels. I used to read these back in the day, back when I was in middle school. I had gotten into R.L. Stine because of Goosebumps, and as I got older, I had found out that he did stories before Goosebumps, and I was very fascinated by that. Really helped with me getting into horror because these, like I said, had a little bit more of an edge. They had murder mysteries. I really fell in love with murder mystery type stories and movies. That's how I got into Agatha Christie. So I can really thank R.L. Stine for helping me get into this type of genre. Now, the novels were actually based on Fear Street, and it's a play on the word fear. It's actually F-E-I-R. So each story took place on that street or had like a teenager from that street, and the story would go on from there. So I was pretty excited when I heard that they were going to be doing a film for it, and even more excited when I found out there was going to be 3. So part 1 is 1994, part 2 is 1978, and then part 3 is going to be 1666. So I'm going to be reviewing 1994, and I'm actually really happy that they did it in a film style instead of a TV show. I think this style was a lot more complementary to the source material. The entire series is going to be directed by Lee Janiak. I hope I said her name correctly. And from what I saw with this first film, I think that was the right decision because I actually kind of like her style. Although there was some tonal things that were kind of odd, but we'll get into that later. Alright, so from the first film, you see that this is going to be wearing its influences on its sleeve. It is definitely influenced by Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer. The main killer in this film looks like and then there was Sean from Boy Meets World, skull mask and the cloak. It was very reminiscent of that. I think that was a little bit of an influence as well. If not, I would definitely be surprised. We get our cold open with a pretty well-known actress, Maya Hawke from Stranger Things. It was very reminiscent of Scream, Drew Barrymore type of vibes there. That might be a spoiler, huh? As far as the talent on screen, the actors, I think most of them were pretty good. The only thing is that our main actress, Kiana Madeira, she is a lot older than most of the actors in this film that are playing teenagers, and you can totally tell. And she does this voice to sound younger, and it was kind of annoying. I just didn't really enjoy her performance, especially because I had headphones on. I could hear every little vocal fry. It was almost like a YouTuber apology video. A standout is Fred Hetchinger. He's the comedic relief in the film. He's hilarious. And in some of the serious scenes, he's actually pretty good. I really enjoyed his character. He's pretty out there. But the way he played Simon, I thought was very well done. As far as how the film looks, it looks pretty good. It takes place in 1994, and I think they did a good job with trying to make the feel of the film actually feel like you're transported to 1994. At least the best that they could. My only gripe with that would be the music. They really tried really hard, having a lot of 90s music, and unfortunately it started getting stale after a bit. It just felt like they were trying really hard to make it feel like 1994. The film does a good job at laying out what the story is going to be. So, especially from the opening credit scene, they make it very visual, and you can see the past that Shadyside has. There's some pretty good elements of suspense, but some of it was cut short because of this Disney Channel feel. I can only describe it as that. It just felt kind of kiddie at times, but this is a rated R production, you know, and a lot of the people that know Fear Street are adults now, so I didn't really get what that tonal shift was throughout the film. It was just kind of jarring. But there are some pretty awesome kills in here, especially near the end. They're some pretty gruesome stuff, and they do a very good job at making you feel for the characters. When things started happening, I was like, oh, did that really just happen? Wow. And that's all you could ask for in a horror production. There were some pretty awkward scenes, like this one part where this character enters a room and they're talking, but their mouth isn't moving. So I think there's just a few editing mistakes, and it just made the scene awkward. And I really like the campiness that the film gave off. It's very reminiscent of the actual books. One of the only things about this film is that it gets a little bit too paranormally. Wow, that's not a word. There's just never an instance where something happens in this film in any of the books. At least any that I've read. It just gets a little bit too out there. But you guys, I can honestly say that Fear Street Part 1, 1994, is actually pretty good. I enjoyed watching it. It just hits all the right notes. There's just tonal shifts that kind of leave you jarred, and it feels kind of like kiddie at times, like a kid's film. Kind of weird. I think that was due in part with some of the music that they chose. Not the 90s music, but just like stock movie music. But other than that, I have to say the series looks promising. The next film actually looks really cool. I'm a huge fan of the Friday the 13th film, so if it's anything like that, heck yeah. I'm going to give Fear Street 1994 4 hot dead girls out of 5. Let me know what you guys thought of Fear Street 1994 in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Make sure to subscribe, and a special thank you to Netflix for the screener. Greatly appreciate it. Anyways, this is Everything Horror, where we love to talk about everything horror. Take care, peeps.